Uh, 21 past the hour. This guy, Byron Williams, has given a pair of jailhouse interviews, one with the conservativeexaminer.com and one, a more extensive one at MediaMatters.org, the liberal group. And Dana Milbank, writing at Washington Post Sunday, mentions this. Milbank is the author of the recently released Tears of a Clown, Glenn Beck and the Teabagging of America. But anyway, Byron Williams was caught on his way to the Tides Foundation to commit mass murder and got into a shootout with California law enforcement officers, and he's in jail now. No one was killed, but I think 2 or 3 of the officers were wounded. At the time, I went on the air that night and laid the blame for this completely on Glenn Beck. And matter of fact, I went nuts about it because I really think this son of a bitch Beck is a threat to America. Number one, he's not a clown anymore. This guy is really nuts, and he should be taken off the air and put someplace very quiet and given the drugs that's necessary to keep him sedated. But at the time, I said, this guy is a Beck fan. This is what happens when you listen to Beck, and I got the usual snot drooling, dribbly, poorly written, misspelled words galore emails from a lot of right-wingers who took great offense at what I'd said. Some of these cheesy right-wing blog sites had picked up the audio recording what I said that night and went all over the place, which is fine. I love that. Anyway, in his own words, Byron Williams says, quote, in these jailhouse interviews, I would have never started watching Fox News if it wasn't for the fact that Beck was on there. And it was the things he did, it was the things he exposed that blew my mind. I do enjoy Glenn Beck, and the reason why I enjoy that is because no other channel will speak about the same things that he's talking about. And if you go and investigate those things, you'll find out that they're true. Williams has pled not guilty to 4 counts of attempted murder of a police officer. And according to court documents, he had said he'd been on a mission to commit mass murder at the Tides Foundation, which happens also to be a favorite Beck target. So Williams has granted these interviews, and here's more what he said. Quote, Beck is going to deny everything about violent approach, deny everything about conspiracies, but he'll give you every reason to believe it. He's protecting himself, and you can't blame him for that. So, but I understand what he's doing. End quote. Listening to Beck, Byron Williams explained, quote, you can pick up ideas, and you can get on your internet and just verify it, everything he says. Now, end quote. One of the ideas from Beck that Williams verified, quote, quote, involved billionaire George Soros. Williams said he was inspired by Beck's shows about Soros, who Beck describes as a currency manipulator of Jewish ancestry who has, quote, disturbing hair in his nose, end quote. Beck also accused President Obama of lending $2 billion to Brazil's oil company Petrobras just after George Soros upped his stake in the company. Now, this is how crazy these goddamn right-wingers really are. Totally false internet rumor, but Beck picked up on it and amplified it, and it goes into these psychopaths like you, sir, listening in your car trying to find out what the left wing is talking about. I'm talking about you, you dumb bastard. And it's people like Byron Williams who pick up this stuff, see, and they go, oh. Anyway, Williams did more research, and he concluded that Soros and Obama had sabotaged the BP oil well in the Gulf of Mexico and caused the oil spill, which thereby helped the Brazilian company Petrobras. Now, these sick bastards believe this stuff, and Beck promotes it, feeds into it. I've been telling you people for months, Beck and the teabaggers in the right wing, they want murder in the streets. They want blood. They want white fighting black, gay fighting straight, left fighting right. Glenn Beck is a threat to everything in this country that still remains with any value at all. He needs to be removed from the air, sedated, and put someplace until he's well, which I don't think will ever happen. Byron Williams, this freak, who's now in jail, 4 counts of attempted murder, Byron Williams told the Examiner he already knew about the tides before he heard Beck speak about it back in June. But Williams said, to me, it was more of a confirmation of what I already knew. So Beck confirmed for this potential mass killer that the tides was someplace that needed to be destroyed and that the people worked there needed to be murdered. So Williams was on his way to do it. Beck, who has encouraged his followers to hear what he is saying between the sentences. He always tells the people listening to his program to listen between the sentences. And that gave legitimacy to Williams' conspiracy theories. So Williams said this also. So now they've got Beck labeled as this guy who's trying to incite violence. And what I say is that if the truth incites violence, it means that we've been living too long in the lies. You know, when you become unemployed, desperate, you can no longer pay your bills, what do you think is going to happen? You know, for crying out loud, it's going to get worse, and more people are going to get desperate, end quote. Particularly if they have some freak like Glenn Beck talking to them in the media. We'll be right back.